Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts Podcast with Elliot K. and Jose UCAR. Every week we bring the tips, tools, and strategies for you to become a world-class public speaker. We bring you guests, experts, and authorities in the field of public speaking to enrich you and enhance your public speaking journey. Remember to subscribe, rate, and comment. And now, please welcome your hosts, Elliot and Jose.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm
waiting for it.
Is that what you were waiting for?
That's what I was waiting for. Your which is your latest thing.
Yeah, there might be an anchor in there or something that helps. It's just I go like and then I warm up and then I'm ready. So welcome everybody to the Public Speaking. To the Public Speaking Experts Podcast. Love is in the air. It's not action. What I wanted to say, I was going to say, love is in the air, energy is up in the air, money is up in the air.
Where?
Whatever. Elliot, make me stop.
No.
Okay.
I want to see you keep going.
I love you.
What else is in the air?
Well, my wife is in the air as well, up in the air.
Why is she in the air?
Well, because she's flying. She's been dreaming since we married. So she lives in a cloud of laughter and happiness and love.
Ooh. Do you keep her up in the air, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Is that a Venezuelan thing?
Yeah, it's a Venezuelan. I keep you up in the air. I could keep you up in the air as well. It's just like the love and everything else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's quite appropriate for what we're talking about today. Welcome to Public Speaking Expert Podcast with Elliot K. and
Jose UCAR.
Jose UCAR. And today we're talking about achieving your speaking goals. What an interesting conversation we're going to have today. We're going to be talking about all about that. And this episode is sponsored by the Ultimate Presentation Checklist. So if you want a copy of that, just reach out to me, send me a DM on Instagram, send me an email on the links, and we will send you the link for you to download 100 places you can get podcast interviews, various places you can get booked as a speaker, and a 4-page download which explains how to talk to bookers to get paid, what you want, how you want it, what to think about, all the equipment you need when you do get booked, etc., etc., etc. So if you want the link for that, just let me know and I will send it to you because I can't remember it offhand. So there you go. So just send me a DM. And of course, now on Clubhouse, we got a few announcements, haven't we? The Clubhouse, if you want to listen to us live, we now fall under the Public Speaking Experts Show, not the Elliot and Jose Show anymore. And also the same handle on Instagram. Instagram has changed and is now the Public Speaking Experts Show. So do follow us on Instagram. And for those of you that leave us a raving review on any platform and send us a picture of it, Jose will send you his underwear. No, I'm only joking. We'll send you a copy of the book Speak, Influence, Sell. What?
I just went So what is the name? What is the name of the guide again?
The Ultimate Presentation Guide.
Ultimate Presentation Guide, people.
There you go.
Download it. We're going to provide the link. Incredible resources available there by the one and only Elliot K.
Oh, it will also be in the comments, won't it? It'll be in
it will be in the comments as well. And if you are we live streaming this at the moment? Where is it?
We are.
Where is it?
YouTube? On LinkedIn. I think on YouTube.
So you're watching this on LinkedIn right now, watching this conversation. So take the opportunity to type in a question, a message, whatever that might be, or even if you want to leave a review there, okay? Benefit from this opportunity. Begin to take action. Share if you think the conversation is interesting, because this is all around public speaking, most specifically today, around how to achieve your speaking goals this year, 2022, which has only started. Share it with people that you think can benefit. And listen in. Let's do this, Elliot K. What a pleasure, buddy, to come together again. Ich liebe dich. Auch, I guess, is what I'm supposed to say in German. Can we get a Spanish version in which I go, te amo?
Well, why didn't you record one and send it to me, and then we can use it?
Okay, well, I will record it. So you like it? You like this one, or you like another one? You like this one, like te amo, or you like that te amo, or you like te amo?
What I'd love you to do is smoke 10 cigars and then record it.
Okay, thank you. So I sound a bit like
then it's more like te amo.
Te amo. Okay.
There you go. That's better.
Maybe last Friday would have been perfect.
And then you can go.
All right. Well, baby, let's get the
Let's
party
do this.
started
Let's
today, Elliot
do
K.
this. Achieving your speaking goals for 2022. Now, whenever you do end up listening to this, wherever you are, whenever this comes out, what you're going to hear is still appropriate, right? Let's just say that although it's been recorded second week into the year, whatever you're hearing today can still help you achieve your goals for 2022. So, Jose, why do people not achieve their goals? Is the first question I have. Why is that?
The first thing that comes to mind is the lack of clarity in our thinking. Lack of clarity as in knowing what it is that we want. Because today
Mm-hmm.
we're speaking about, speaking goals. But imagine if I don't know exactly what I want, I haven't made the time to think and visualize or imagine what it is. How on earth are you going to go and achieve that? That is the first element. So gain the clarity. So people don't spend the time to do that. Then people don't have the consistency. They don't
Mm-hmm.
create a structure or a plan to get there. And when I say a plan, it's not to say like the super plan marketing strategy thing. No, actually, begin building the habits. People as human beings, and I will include myself, even though so it's not the case every day. We get lazy, we get complacent. We those are some of the elements I would say. But starting with clarity, clarity is key. What about you, Elliot? What do you say?
No, I think on that note, I think a lot of people go, I want to speak this year, right? I want to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker.
I want to be a paid speaker.
I want to be a paid speaker, right? I just want to speak and get paid. And I think when it comes to clarity, that isn't a very clear goal because, in that respect, I could book you to a Facebook group and you're a speaker, right? You can jump on Clubhouse and you're a speaker. Is that the extent of what you want to achieve as a speaker? If that's the case, great, go for it. And it'll happen all being well very quickly because it's as simple as sending someone a DM and going, hey, can I speak in your Facebook group? And everything going, yes. I think you're right. I think the clarity, but I think the depth of the goal is important. Even if it's not written in a very deep way, the depth of the goal or the depth of the intention and the size of it is very important as well. And I think a lot of people don't set very clear goals. They set goals they think they should set versus goals that actually suit them and in line with their values and their purpose and their mission and their vision. And I think a lot of people don't do that. That's the other thing. And a lot of people, a big problem with people achieving their goals is they underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years and overestimate what they can achieve in a year. And I think the element of not being consistent is a problem. I think people expect it to happen far too quickly. I think that they also because we live in the world of the viral star and people going quickly, they think that a career should happen that way too, or there's some illusion. And I think also, here's the other thing. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, good. I think a lot of people are either very entitled when they do their goal setting, and because they've done goal setting, they think because they've done goal setting, it should just happen. And the other thing is a lot of people sit there waiting to be discovered because they think they're so bloody good that people should come knocking on their door and be like, oh, I want to put you on stage and pay you £10 million to speak in 10,000 people across 10,000 countries. That's you, baby. Let me just do this. Here's the contract. Sign it. You're going to be a star. You're going to be a star. Jose, you're going to be a star. Sign my contract. Uh, uh, uh.
Absolutely. No, I like that, Elliot. And to add to it, you mentioned the depth. I would add specificity of the goal as well, more detail to it, and also flexibility. I think in all of those elements that you mentioned, flexibility is key because, as you well said, the fact that we have done the exercises, we dedicated a month before or a couple of days before year end or whatever, or the goals can be set on a regular basis as well. It doesn't have to be beginning and year end.
Right.
It's the flexibility to know that potentially you may not reach exactly what you wanted, but by following a daily routine, by trusting that process, you're going to end up doing different things. A quick example, which I mentioned today, I think on the club, Elliot. I never thought, because I still promoting myself as the guy that supports people with the accents, public speaking, speak to sell. I do touch on mindset a lot and confidence, but I never thought that was going to be approached to deliver trainings on resilience and mental health. And late last year, I started doing that for the NHS. Was it part of my goals? No. Is it speaking? Yes. My point is, I could have said no to those opportunities because it wasn't exactly what I had set to achieve that year. And because of saying yes, it's enabled me to do so many more things while I continue to pursue the things that I exactly wanted. And I think during your mastermind, Elliot runs this incredible mastermind, people. I'm part of it. If you're listening to this now, later on replay, check out Elliot. Well, let's touch on that in a moment because I don't want to lose the train of thought, which I think already did. Right. So there is always this thing that this lady, the coach that you invited, share, and I'm sure people have seen it lots of times. Yeah, Helena, which is success is not a straight line. It's actually very curvy and it's got up and downs and everything else. But if you carry on doing things on a daily basis, eventually you get there. It may not look exactly like you wanted it, but it's going to be something around the lines of what you were after. And I love that. And I think that consistency is key. And now, remember, we're going to be leaving, and Regina, everyone else, our support team, please remember to leave a link to Elliot's mastermind, which is incredible. And then he will invite you. If you come to London, he will invite you for some drinks after that. So there we go. That's why I've got this voice today.
Is that true? Is that true? Is that
everything is true. Well, the voice as well. I'm still struggling because of all the storytelling we did.
That's true. I mean, I did work you hard.
We did plenty of storytelling.
You did. I work. You see, that's welcome to my world of training. So basically, just because on Friday we did a storytelling masterclass, and we focused on a specific structure, which is what Jose is talking about. So yes, so it's very interesting, isn't it, when it comes to goal setting? That I think people wait for one point of the year to do it, and I think that in itself is a challenge. And you mentioned you can set goals on a regular basis. Of course, then you've got your quarterly reviews, you've got your yearly reviews. It depends. You can set goals for different goals for different courses, right? And I think that's quite important. And I think what's important as well is absolute detachment from an outcome. Remember, I talked about that today, that to focus on the result, not the timeline. I'll give you an example. Last year, this dude ran 100 miles in one day to raise £10,000 for a mental health charity, right? Now, the fact is, when the day came to running the 100 miles, he'd only raised about £2,000, right? So does that mean that he's a failure? Does that mean that he didn't achieve his goals? Well, here's the thing. He didn't achieve his target. That's true. But what he did to raise awareness for the charity and what he did to raise the money meant, okay, so he didn't achieve the target, but it just meant that he needed to focus on the result and not the timeline. So then a couple months later, he hit 10,000 because of the repercussions of what he did when he ran 100 miles. So you might not land on the date you set. And I know there's people in low attraction that go, well, that's just the way it goes. But that doesn't mean you can't get a result. Again, for example, when I finished the physical challenge I did last year, it took me 150 days to lose 25 kilos and tone up to what I looked like, right? 150 days. That's not short change. That's a long time, right? I'm very happy with the result. Someone started the same time as me and didn't achieve the results I did. Right. And then I said to that person, I said, look, focus on the result you want, not the timeline, because things happen in different ways and for different reasons for many different people. Right. So I think you need to be aware of that. You need to be conscious of that. Just because it doesn't happen the date you set it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Right. And I think you need to remember that. And I think when it comes to achieving your speaking goals, you might not land your speaking gig when you put the date to, or, if however you set that goal, or maybe you didn't hit those amounts, but when we interviewed Anna, what I loved about Anna, and if you haven't listened to the interview with Anna Hemmings, right, it's about committing to the process. That's what you can do, and that's what you can control. If you're committed to the process of achieving your goals, you might not win the championship first, second, or third time round. But if you're committing to the process and you're reviewing and you're going, what's working, what isn't working, what can I change, what can I tweak to get those little bit of extras, you will achieve your goals. It might not be in the timeline you want it to. And I just want to remind everybody about that. And if you haven't watched that interview in Anna Hemmings, oh my God, when it's out, you need to listen to this woman. She was so inspiring. I think Jose fell in love with her. Just saying. Just saying.
I think it was the other way around on this occasion, because I usually fall in love
I
with our
think it's time to
speakers.
go to an ad break.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, then we're taking a break now. Elliot,
No, I'm
yeah, well,
joking. Go on.
spot on, my friend, when it comes to the timeline, because then we're limiting ourselves in a way as well. What if we could achieve it before,
Right.
for whatever reason? And I think what you are saying is key. And then, even if you get to that time and it hasn't happened the way you wanted it, recap. What have you learned? How much have you achieved? Show some appreciation as well, gratitude. Be kind to yourself. That's very important, because I'm sure if you put in the hours, the efforts, and everything else, you may not have achieved exactly what you wanted in your mind, but the difference from where you were to where you are at that point, there's going to be a gap. And that gap, you can call it appreciation of, wow, look at everything and all the improvement that I've achieved or reached during this time. And I think that
Yep.
is also very, very important when it comes to achieving outcomes, because then think about it. I mean, we're human beings. Things happen in life. It's not easy sometimes. It is about, the short steps. I think we received a picture today, or a quote. When you look, in order not to overwhelm, if you got the picture in there, Elliot, maybe you can read it. It's not about the stairway. It's just about the looking at the step. How was it? Read it out,
I'll
please.
find it 1 second.
Thank you so much.
You
Elliot is
sent
finding a
us, it
quote.
goes like this. It's called The Thought. Do less, but do better. Any energy that goes into what doesn't matter comes at the expense of what does. With a little extra time, you can raise the standard from good enough to great. Narrow the focus, raise the standard, and set yourself apart. Always listen to Elliot K, whatever he said. That's what it says there.
Exactly. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Elliot. Thank you. Especially the last bit is true. And I was looking at at another one, because I sent you that one. That's very good. It was a present from a friend. Yes, I do have friends, people. And this one is from another person that came to the Public Speaking Expert show on Clubhouse today, the
Oh,
lovely
really?
Tara. Yeah, and it says, don't let the entire staircase overwhelm you. Just focus on that first step. I love that one as well.
Mm. Don't let the sun go down
Go
on
down
me.
on me.
I know I
Focus
let
on the
myself.
first step as you go up the stairway. Oh goodness me! I should have focused on this. What do you think, people? Should I speak, or should I sing, or should I just keep it
Never
quiet
speak.
and go home?
Well,
Don't
let us know.
speak.
Let us know. Go to our Instagram
I'll let
handle,
you know.
the Public Speaking Expert Show on Instagram, and let us know, should Jose sing or should he not sing. But in that vein, let's quickly just do this. Jose, you can take this one away.
Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts podcast. Oh yeah, Elliot and myself provide the different tools and techniques that will enable you not only to become a great speaker, but to speak your greatness. If you would like to find out more about what we do, get in touch with Elliot and myself, Jose UCAR. You can visit our websites. You can find us on Google. You can find us on Instagram. Most importantly, if you're liking what you're finding here, why don't you invite us to speak? Elliot and myself together to your events. Imagine the amount of value you're going to get. And as I'm beginning to wrap, I'm going to stop because I'm not ready yet. People, subscribe, leave us a comment, and remember that Elliot will ship one of his latest books. Which one is it going to be, Elliot? Is it the Speak, Influence, Sell, or it might be the Be More Giraffe, or it might even be his sixth book, which is my first book, which we're doing together, which we're going to be launching in March. So there is loads coming your way, people, if you stick around and keep on listening to the Public Speaking Experts podcast with Elliot, Kay, and Jose UCAR.
Beautifully done there, Jose. I've got to say, well done, well done. Absolutely. So what are some of the tips? I guess we kind of mixed it up today, didn't we? We talked about tips in with the problem, but what are some things people can take away right away and implement to achieve their speaking goals? Bum, bum, bum.
When it comes, well, there's one thing which is big for me, Elliot. For any goal, any outcome, when it comes to speaking, act as if, okay, in your mind, act as if you've done it already. I want you to draw in all of your energy and everything and visualize it. Breathe in as if you are doing exactly that. What do I mean by this? So you want to speak in front of 1,000 people in 3 months. So put yourself in there. 3 months. Is it March? In March, there you are. You're in front of the audience. You're celebrating the fact that everyone is listening to you. You get their vibes. You breathe in. You see what you see, hear what you hear at that moment in time. Act as if. And draw all of that energy and use it to fuel your daily intention. That is powerful. And every time there's something happening that, may take you away from your goal, reconnect to that moment. Because if it doesn't happen in 3 months or in 6 or in a year's time, you carry on and it will happen eventually. Also remember that the distance between where you are and where you want to be, that gap between is most likely knowledge, that you're lacking skills, growth, that eventually will get you there. And it's a step-by-step process. It was going to be one tip, but then I turned it into a bigger one, and then it got together one with the other. So boom, boom. Over to you, Elliot.
Boom, boom. I like that. Yes. The other thing, I think if you want to achieve your speaking goals, right, which of course have commercial value to them, I think it's important to also look at the numbers and to work out how you're going to get there. I think it's important because a lot of people go, I want to turn over 500,000. I want to speak 20 keynotes and get paid $5,000 for each, which is great. And I really want every single one of you to get a minimum of that, right? Well, look at the numbers. How many contacts do you need to make to do that? How many hours a day do you need to spend connecting? Like, let's go back to basics. Let's go back to basics, right?
Back to basics.
And I think that's so important. For example, we had a strategy session with my business partner on Thursday, and we're like, look, what's the turnover we want to create? Okay, how many people do you need to get in front of? What are the sales? What's the value of the sale to hit that number? And then you go, whoa, okay, those are the numbers I need to hit on these, between these days or whatever, to get to that number. And what I would invite everybody to do, if you're truly committed to achieving your goals, is to look at the data, look at the numbers. How many gigs will get you that? How many connections do you need to get there? How many hours a day do you need to spend on LinkedIn just connecting with people? Is it an hour a day? And how do you go about that, right? And I think that's really important. Let's also be data driven. Let's be number driven when it comes to achieving your goals as well. So that's my tip. Jose, over to you.
Well, Elliot, now that you touched on that, and in one of the upcoming episodes, I think we're going to be touching on this. So what I would like to share, a marketing plan can be helpful, but I also have a very easy planning framework, which is you have got your outcome. Imagine your outcome or your objective, and you place it at the top. And then think about 3 things you're going to do to achieve that. So those can be your main strategies. Imagine when I wanted to do my TEDx, that was my main goal. I want to do my TEDx by December 2018 or 2017. I keep on forgetting where I did it. I think it was 2018. Anyway, so what are my strategies? Well, I want to be coached by a TEDx coach, for example. I want to... whoa, there we go, Elliot K. What was the other one? Well, I want to connect with organizers and whatever the third one was. So you see, I've got 3 strategies that I'm going to follow. And underneath each strategy, I've got all of the different actions. For example, to look for a coach. If I want to be coached, I needed to look for the coach. And do I have a budget for it? So it's a very simple process. It's called the 1-3-5. You have your main goal up here. You got 3 strategies that will enable you to get there. And then under each strategy, you have different actions, which you can take up to 5 if you need more or if you need less. And that's a very simple process. And then following on what Elliot said, then you can begin to measure as well. What am I achieving? What's working? What is it working? Do I have a budget for it? And I think whenever we touch on marketing, again, Elliot, I think that's very, very relevant, because within a marketing plan / business plan, you can then incorporate all the different things, the activities, how much they're going to cost you, how much you think they will going to add to your bottom line and everything else. So you begin treating this as a business, because it is a business. And as we say here, it is a business. So think about the objective can be the top of everything. Whenever you have a plan, a marketing plan, a business plan, it's just, okay, this is what we want to achieve. How are we going to achieve that will follow underneath. So that's very important, that kind of thinking. The objective on its own, it's a bit loose. So you need the legs underneath as well.
Yeah. The other thing, of course, is consistency. Everything will become undone unless you're consistent. So everything we've talked about, unless you do it consistent. And I think while being consistent and persistent and focused, you also have to have some flexibility when you're achieving your goals. Like we talked about it. Don't get yes, timelines are important, but it's about the result. So to get there, you must be flexible. And Jose spoke about the wiggly line of success, and I think that's a great depiction of that. If you think it's linear, you're gonna end up nowhere. But I think if you're willing to be flexible and adjust as you go, tweak as you go, learn as you go, then you're more likely to achieve your goals. But do be absolutely clear what they are. And I think that's you mentioned at the beginning of this, and I think that's what's very important. Get absolutely clear, and you're better focus on 3 really good goals than 10 and that you're likely to achieve none. So don't overset goals either. 3 really juicy ones should be enough. Because here's what I've learned: you probably don't achieve most of the goals you set out in life, but if you achieve half of them, then that's a massive achievement. So that's what I'll say, Jose.
I love it, brother. I think that is so true. And I'm not going to add anything else to it, because that is going to take me down another tangent. And I want to save myself, because we're going to be recording another episode today, aren't we? Another episode of the Public Speaking Experts podcast. People, as we always say, look, we touched on clarity. We touched on focusing on the results, flexibility. Go and do something with it. I will never get tired of telling you to take action, do something, apply. It doesn't matter how much you know, but actually how much you do with what you know. And then you have got 2 incredible human beings that care for you, that are willing to help you anytime along your way to achieving and speaking your greatness. So over to you, and a big love.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe.